And we're back, going from the Sunshine Coast.
All the way to the northern tip.
Darwin.
Where we saw the Aviation Museum.
Which was mostly American planes.
Yeah, it just tells me that Australia and America were allies. That is a big B-52.
That's a B-1.
No, it's a B-52. It's a real B-52. Yeah, it's a real B-52.
But they didn't have bombs.
Oh, no. But Darwin was attacked in World War II and brought Australia into the war.
Yeah, with American planes. Yeah, we had to kill a day waiting to go out and about. They're still using the Osprey for their military.
Mm-hmm. And that was the harbor cruise in Darwin and the sunset, and it was smoky. That was our bus to go on our bus tour out to Kakadu National Park and the Boxing Croc.
Aboriginal land.
They will come across another one. So
where they got crocodiles.
Kakadu National Park was where the movie Crocodile Dundee was filmed.
The black wing. The adults will have a bright orange leg. So judging by the eye colour, this one is a male because it appears to have a black eye. If it was a yellow eye, both the black sparrow and the whistling kites are referred to as fire-sent birds.
Oh, well, hello to you.
She's getting annoyed because I'm not talking about her anymore. So yeah, so the saltwater jaws, they're designed for crushing. So now these freshwater fish, they're a lazier animal, they tend to drag. The only bird species I personally haven't seen eaten out here by the saltwater crocodile, I've seen grolgers eat them, but 6 months in freshwater to clean that filter. So for example...
More lotus, which Aboriginal use.
Inside that nest at the moment, so one of the parents will always stay with the nest to protect it. It does have an eyesight range of 7 kilometres. So, and
there was a lot of lotus and birds and trees and a lot of wetlands that goes into. And the jabberry, this one was up on a cliff waiting for its mate to come.
Chicken salmon.
Yeah. They can kill a bunch of owls at a time and a couple of bears. Let it hope you down 1, 2, 3 beat a minute. You'll soon wake up to where they're.
All hands had to be in there. Hands and lenses had to be inside.
There's a big guy over there. And this guy, I think he might be missing a few feathers off his tail. So this guy's on our catch. This might be missing head support. The cassowary in Queensland comes from the same period. Pretty unique.
Those are brown kites.
Arnhem?
Arnhem.
Arnhem Land. They put us off on Arnhem Land for a few minutes so we could walk around. Very short time.
Arnhem Land is Aboriginal land.
Yeah, you have to have permission to actually go onto Arnhem Land.
Right. Then we went to Ubir, and that's where the
case you're
rock art.
concerned, but it's just this section around the corner when we hit
They
off.
had a lot of rock art everywhere, really.
Yeah, this was good rock art.
This area up here is the man cave. See inside, the rocks are a bit sharp.
And big rocks. Looked like a duck. But it had rock art on the bottom of it.
So long-necked turtle.
Forget how
That's
old
a mullet
it is.
with no head.
It's thousands.
That's how we know it's a mullet. Mullets have no heads.
marsh area in there. It's mostly marshes and rivers.
Show you how. Let's explain, this is the Nadab floodplain, and the water here overflows from the East Alligator River over the road where we went over this morning. That was a dog's head. Okay, anyway. It does actually. Vegetation between October and December. They're beautiful. So
And then they had the,
That's the hotel we stayed at, the Crocodile Hotel.
which of course looks like a crocodile from the air, and it had a red eyes on it in the dark time.
We were getting up before dawn so we could go on a scenic ride.
And there's these birds that were out there every morning, so when it turns daylight, they are squawking terribly. And we go out and go for a plane ride over the Kakadu area. Yeah, a small plane.
We saw Stone Country and Horseshoe Valley and East Alameda River. There's the wetlands.
During sunrise. Previous day. Back down.
Yeah, he wasn't really wild about that airplane ride.
Why should I be?
But we survived.
Somehow.
Then we went on to Wangi Falls. And
And then we have termite mounds. There's two different termite mounds.
and these, the tombstone ones, look like they're oriented within 4 degrees of the magnetic north.
These are tombstones. These are, they are oriented. They don't seem like it. They are oriented. And then there's the other mounds. And then we go from Darwin to
Alice
Alice
Springs.
Springs on the Gone.
I couldn't go on the bus.
Have food in the dining car.
Couldn't go to the bus.
Cabin, saw some
Couldn't go
termite
to the
mounds,
bus.
saw bales of hay, saw all kinds of things along the way. There was how many stops did we make?
Front of me, they
Stop.
sprinkle a whole bunch
Catherine
more.
to see the River Gorge and more rock art.
That's one of the legends, and even at Dingoes as well. And from the bird's eye view, you have the Falcons, Osprey.
You don't see that very much.
And the rock art.
Another boat. And we get another boat and they go down further in the gorge. But on
They
that,
get up
there's
on
all
the
they're all
rock. I'm not sure how they got that one up there.
canoes.
And his rock art pictures are really, really old.
So as you can see, have a close look at the snout. See how it has a long, skinny, narrow jaw structure?
And we get back on the Gone.
Couldn't go to the bus in Alice Springs.
And if you see a windmill, that's where a cattle station is, where they're watering their cattle because that's what they do. There's the front of the Gone, way up there. We're making a tight corner. You can see that red up there, blue and yellow. That's the engines. Yep, that's a tight corner. And it is a long train.
Yeah.
No springs in the centre, it's all just rainwater. There is a massive
And then
big
we get down
aquifer
to
that we're on
Alice
top of.
Springs
so
and do
it's a
some
great
hiking
activity place.
tours.
Yeah, we did a couple of different hikes.
Trigg Hill Telegraph
See a
Station.
gallery called Gilbert Napa
This is
Gallery.
where it
They've had
started,
this
really.
for
Alice
what I
Springs.
think
It's
is
the telegraph station.
coming to terms
They
with.
started this to lay the telegraph poles to connect Darwin to,
Adelaide.
Standard Tasman.
Yeah, basically through the middle of the country.
and they had to deal with, snakes and everything else, and wide open country and birds and everything else.
Those are parrots. Little pink-breasted things.
And technically Alice Springs is not actually a spring. They said it was like an underground river.
That occasionally breasted or crusted or
Came above ground here and there.
yeah.
Isn't it really a spring when it comes up? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, telegraph wires.
Bird.
And the moon seemed upside down. I don't remember what the rock is, but we were at the Royal Doctors, Flying Doctors.
And then we go to Simpson's Gap, which is one of the very few gaps in the Simpson Range, which means you can actually get through the range without having to go over it
Yeah, the
or
Simpsons.
around it for miles and miles.
Yeah, the Simpsons are east-west, and it's got a few gaps. And if you don't know where they are, you're going to be stuck trying to go north and south.
For a long time.
Trying to go around it. They lost a lot of explorers trying to find these gaps. And Stanley Chasm was another one that they had another hike that we did.
And then we're back on the No.
Yeah, we're on the bus now. We're
On
going
the
to.
bus.
We'd gotten off the
And
train.
then we had a light show one night,
That was on the way to Kings Canyon.
which I lost my video.
So yeah, you're taking. These are my pictures.
I have a
stills.
little bit of GoPro video of Kings Canyon.
Yeah, go do a 360.
Other than that,
We were hiking the rim.
I lost a lot of video of a big rock and Kings Canyon.
Yeah, well, we were hiking the canyon rim, and to get up to the canyon rim, we had to hike it in the dark, and it was
Start in the dark.
really, really tall and very
Steep.
narrow and steep.
It's like climbing stairs.
And by the time we
Out of
got
rock.
finally done, and I got to see it in the daylight, I'm glad I did it in the dark because I wouldn't have done it otherwise. We did get to see some camels.
These are wild camels.
Yeah, this is on our way to Uluru. And the various different bushes.
So yeah, we are off the train and onto a bus again.
Bus tour to Uluru. And so this is all Uluru.
No, I don't think this one is.
Oh no, you're right. I
That's
forget
the
which.
two big rocks.
I forget which.
That look like cement.
Yeah, I forget which.
Aggregate in the rock. There's Uluru,
Yeah,
and it is a massive rock. The bus actually went all the way around it eventually. There were areas where they would cook There was teaching areas. There was
Sleeping areas.
sleeping areas. This is for the Aboriginals, not for the regular people. Used to be able to actually hike up onto Uluru, but it went through too many areas where they were sacred, and the fact that some of the visitors, tourists, fell off the rock and died. And the Aboriginal mournings for these, they had to mourn for everybody who died on their lands, and that's a year process. They decided to close it down.
So pretty sunset. Then we got back on the train. Got back on the train and headed into Coober Pedy. Because this is where the opals are.
Train bus.
Got off the bus, onto the train. Train took us into Coober Pedy. Bus into Coober Pedy as a tour. That's a church.
They have a lot of underground buildings. Homes, churches. It does get warm out there in the summer.
Hot. Desert.
Okay. And they have underground. Because they're digging for opals, so this probably was an area where they dug for opals and then they made it into a church. And they also did some of the carvings for that church out of the actual rock. And here's one of the hallways.
Yeah, we're in an
There's
opal
a
mine.
bedroom.
And then we went from there. We went on into Adelaide on the train. And
On Adelaide, we went to a zoo to wait for the next day, and coming out of the zoo, we found these fruit bats. They were just flying around in the sky or sleeping in the trees.
after Adelaide, we took the Indian Pacific over to Perth. So that's the train over
That
there.
was one overnight.
It was 2 overnights, I think.
2 overnights?
Yeah, it was 2 overnights.
No, there wasn't a lot in the middle of these.
Yeah, this one was a commute train, basically. So once we got to Perth, we went out to Rottnest Island, which is an island off the coast that has quokkas, which are basically, I don't know, big possum type.
Their marsupial looked sort of like a kangaroo, but miniature
Tiny. Or
and
not
very
tiny,
furry.
but yeah. And they're
They are small.
yeah, but they're all over the place. They've got free reign all over the place. And so they'll just come
And
up
we
to
have
you.
a bird nest on a rock out there.
And we were eating
And you can see there's one, and he's next to a shoe, so they are not very big.
yeah, and that's
And
the
then the
lighthouse.
lighthouse out there, and their little art coming off the dock. And then we leave. Australia is about 2/3 the size of the U.S., so it's no bigger. And then we're off, and we fly back home.